Our final inductee of the evening for the 2018 South Dakota Hall of Fame is John Porter.
Well, good evening. I knew I had to start my talk out with something that would be a little unknown to most of you, and that is the fact that I actually was raised by wolves in western South Dakota. And Greta said, no, you were raised by two very loving parents in Pierre that had a small office equipment business. And besides, she said, if you look at the map, Pierre is East River. And finally, she said that wolves thing, that was used by one of the other nominees 2 years ago. So you can't really use all of that. But I protested the fact that, unlike Marilyn, I had two brothers but no sisters. And that's like being raised by wolves. And so that's my whole point. I made my formal retirement comments here back in July as I've wrapped up my career of some 44 years within what's now Avera Health. And I got right near the end of it, and many of you, most all of you probably know Matt Michaels, Lieutenant Governor, who was standing next to me. And he goes, maybe you should recognize your wife. And so, contrary to the instructions that we have from Greta and team, not to make thank yous and do that at a later time, I'm not going to make that mistake again. So I am going to certainly thank the women of my life. The first off is my mother. My mother is still with us, not with us. She's down in Mesa. Steve Harvey and the Best of Family Feud has reruns tonight, so she couldn't make it. But she's here in spirit. And certainly then, my wife of about a week ago, 8 days ago, 50, I referred to her as my starter wife. I never made it past go, I guess. So my wife of 50 years. We celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary this summer. So. And probably as importantly, my professional career has been fostered and driven by women. Women of the Presentation Sisters of Aberdeen and the Benedictine Sisters of Yankton. I got out of law school probably in '74, had the great fortune of going and joining a private law firm, small law firm in Yankton, South Dakota, and somewhat not thinking, but realized very rapidly that one of the attorneys happened to be legal counsel in health ministry related stuff for both the State Hospital Association, the Presentation Sisters, the Medical Record Association, the Nurses Association, and the Benedictine Sisters. So very quickly I got immersed to the point that I probably practiced real law for less than 7-8 years and got involved in that. It's been an amazing journey working with the sisters in their ministry, and that is the theme of my comment tonight, that I have been part of that both as an attorney and then as a quasi-attorney administrator, and for many, many years now as president and CEO. But I have been part of a 120-some year ministry, which is a little surprising. It does to many people, because when I first went to work for them, I was a Congregationalist. And people look around, and I said, well, I did change. I mean, I am now a Lutheran. But the whole thing that the sisters drove home in all of that is the fact that they were looking for people that felt a call that healthcare is a spiritual dimension as well as a dimension for physical illness and mental illness. And we have driven all of that. I lived my entire career off of series of adages, if you will, one of which is get the right people on the bus, and then we'll decide where the bus is going, the old Collins saying. And I think the sisters have done a good job of that. We have grown Avera over the last 40-some years from a small, disconnected, two different health systems to a singular health ministry that right now represents in excess of 18,000 of your fellow citizens here in South Dakota. We probably are, I'm sure we are, the largest employer that this state has ever witnessed. We are in 60 different communities in South Dakota, and we are turning around and investing heavily in everything we do. The other adage I always live on is the one that says, you must believe in something. And I believe my time is up. And I believe that happy hour starts and the room's open soon. Thank you very much.